This video will cover the System Manager setup. So the first thing that we're going to do in here is create a new payment term. So go to the payment term option, and these are the existing payment terms that we've already got set up. I'm going to click the new button on the toolbar. So in here we can put the brief code really for the payment term, which is net 40, 10% if paid in 7, so we can see what it is, and then in here I can put more of a detailed description, which is 40 days from invoice date with 10% discount if paid within 7 days. Okay, so I'm going to leave that as net days from invoice date. The number of terms days is going to be 40. Okay, and I must also put a payment type in, so the default payment type that will be associated with this payment term. So if it was a credit card payment term, then obviously I'd just select the credit card option. Okay, so in percentage is going to be correct, so I'm going to put 10% in there, and the discountable days is going to be 7 days. Okay, so there's my payment term set up correctly. So save and close on that. Now the next thing I'm going to have to do before I can actually use this payment term is add it to a group. So if I go into payment term group, we've got business, consumer and default. Our business and consumer are the ones that are used on our customer templates really. So what we're going to do is going to amend the business group and add our new 40 with 10% discount into the group. So move it over to the right hand side and then save and close on that. Now I'm going to amend some of the customers that we've already set up to have this payment term on them. So if I hadn't have added it into the group there, I wouldn't be able to add it onto the customer. So if we're going to find customer, and we're going to do, I'll do my French one first. I'm going to do 3 customers all in all, I think. Go into setup, and in payment term I'll now have my 40 days one. There it is, top of the shop. So if I save and close, update all the ship tos, yes please. Okay, I'm also going to do the toy customer UK. And US customer as well. So when we start putting transactions in the customer module a bit later on, we'll see that that payment term comes through as default onto the orders, etc. We're going to go back to the system manager now, and we're going to create a new shipping method. So if I double click on shipping method, and you can already see the ones that we've got set up already, we're going to create a shipping method called order value amount. Okay, and the freight charge is going to be on order value amount. Warns me to say this will blank the grid out below basically, which is fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to say if the order is between £0 and £500, then we're going to charge £10 delivery. But if it's over £500, then they get free delivery basically. So we're going to do that. I'll save and close on that. Now we're going to create another new shipping method called weight shipping method. And in here we're going to have weight. And this time we're going to say that if it's between 0 and 10 kilograms in weight, then the delivery is going to be £10. If it's between 10 and 20 kilograms in weight, then it's going to be £20 delivery, and if it's over 20 kilograms, then it's going to be £30 delivery. So the more that the items weigh, then the more charge we're going to put on them for delivery basically. Now save and close out of that, and we're going to go into the shipping method group, and we've got a default one there, which is the one we want to amend, and we're going to add our new ones into there. So we've got order value amount and weight shipping method. So just move them across basically, and then save and close. Okay, next thing we're going to do is going to amend the US dollar currency to 1.95. So if I go into multi-currency here, I can just search on USD. Should bring it up for me because it'll be the only one it finds. And we're going to change this. It's currently 1.97. We're going to change it to 1.95. Okay, if I save that and then just go into the currency history, it actually tells me when it was changed, so we can actually keep track of who's changing the currencies. Okay, next thing we're going to do is create a new source. Now a source is basically something you can put onto a customer or prospect or lead to say where they heard about us, see if our promotions are working. So we're going to create a new one called email promotion. Just add it into the list. We're also going to create a new department, which is called support. This again is things you can put onto the contact, really, just to put more information against the contact. While I was in there, I should have also deleted the department called transport. So if I can either click it and then delete from there, or I could right click it and delete it that way. I'm just going to delete it this way, so it warns me and asks me if I definitely want to do that. So I'll say yes, so that's gone. So next thing is we're going to create a new business title, which is here. This again is just something else you can put against a contact to have more information of knowing who exactly they are, who you're speaking to, if you're going to call them basically. Save and close, and then we're also going to put a job role in as well. So these job roles, once again, there's things you can put against the contacts if you want to. You don't have to use all these. And we're going to create one called support manager. Okay, simply add it into the list. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is create a user role. Now user roles basically can be used to restrict the menu options that people can see when they log into the system. So we're going to create a new user role for credit control. If I double click the user role option, at the moment we've only got administrator and basic in there. We're logged in as admin, so we'll obviously be logged in as administrator user role, so we'll have everything. If I click on the top for new user role, okay, and it's going to be credit control. And then we add on the modules that we want credit control to have access to basically. So the only one that we're going to add on there is the customer one. So if I highlight customer and click on the arrow to move it across to the other side. And what we're going to do with the customer is we want to disable all of the options apart from find customer and the credit control folder. So if I double click on the hyperlink for customer, it will basically open the customer menu up. And then what I need to do is disable everything and then enable a couple of options. And the quickest way to do that is at the top we've got options for hide all